Okay, so we're going to set up a storage resource, a storage policy using OpenFiler. And you may remember I briefly went over OpenFiler and some of the other backup and storage tools or resources that are free to use online or that you can get easily or that are available. And OpenFiler is one of those. So we are going to click on our ESXi host just to make sure our filer's online. So we're going to click on, so here's our ESXi host. And this is my AD server, that's my COM server right there. And here's my OpenFiler. Right click on that and go to console. And I'm just going to make sure that I have an IP address pulls up. You'll log into it almost like you log into a router. You know, whatever IP it is. In this case, I think it's 172. Well, no, I know it is 172.16.30.10. And it's going to give you like a port number as well behind it. Okay, so we know that's good. 172.16.30.10 port 446. So we're going to go, well, wait a minute. Maybe I hit the wrong thing. Yeah, so I accidentally shut it down. So I'm going to wait for it to come back up. Okay, so OpenFiler is back. That's good. So we're going to go to our ComServe now, and we're going to get started. We're at the ComServe now, and I'm going to open the browser up. And I'm going to log into this OpenFiler. Obviously, you see the uptime, 22 hours. That's not right. I just rebooted this thing, so that's not accurate. And they built OpenFiler as a open source storage management, and it's nice. It's free. You know, it's nice. You could use it with labs, which is nice for me. Okay, I don't know why that hasn't changed 22 hours, but whatever. So first things first, right? We're going to set this up. We're going to do a CIFS share. And you can go to CIFS.com, CIFS.com. It's a network file share protocol, of course, right? So it provides shared access. You know, printers use it. Your D drive uses it. If you're connected to, say, like a remote share, you know, whack share drive. Anyway, let's get back to our tutorial. All right, so we're going to click on, now I've already built all this stuff, right? So I'm just going to show you what to click on or why it works basically. So in OpenFiler, you're going to click on shares. Yeah, so I've already built this, obviously, the CIFS shares, and I'm going to make sure that the shares are there. They are. I'm just going to show you. And then we're going to click on the services, make sure that the CIFS services are online, and finally the put it in or install it or set it up in Commvault. Let's click on shares. Right? So this is our share name here, Commvault Lab. That's our share name. And what is it going to look like, you may ask? Right there. So when it's all said and done, that's what it's going to look like. When we add it to the Commvault, or Commvault rather, is a storage policy, storage resource, excuse me. Storage policy, storage resource. Okay. Yeah, anyway. So this is the shared name, right? So let's click on services, make sure our CIFS are online and running. CIFS. CIFS. Samba, CIFS. Yeah, CIFS. Here we go. Right there. It's running. Good. And we can turn off this NFS service. We're not using that. And let's go to, I wanted to show you something. So In shares, you click on the actual share name, right? So Mount, NFS, Commvault, Commlab, that's a SIFS though, by the way. Don't get fooled with the NFS thing there. And right here, so I can click on NFS, I can just turn that off. And the SIFS, S&B SIFS option, meaning here's the name of it. That's how we get that name right here. So if I change that, it should change it here. It's just a name. And then or path, well, essentially it's a path actually. And then, so I got the read write done. I turn off NFS, web dev, don't need that. FTP, don't need that. rsync, I don't need that. I'm going to update this. And then we will add it. And the other thing is public guest access. So, okay, good. All right, let's minimize this and we'll add our share now. So we copy this and we're going to click on storage resources. Yeah, and libraries. And right click libraries, add disk library. This is just you're going to name it. You're going to give it a name. We're going to call it Commvault Lab. It's a network share. We're going to use we're going to use the username and password of OpenFiler for that. And then we're going to paste in that path that we just created now and push OK. So just to understand this, right, a little bit more, the share, you take a volume, you create a share from it, and that share name is this. And how do you access that share name? This is how you access it, meaning, mount NFS, Commvault, Commvault Lab. And then how do you access? So whack 172.16.30.10, followed by this deal here. And that's how you access your shift share on your Commvault. It's standard by pretty much every person. So now that you see we let it run, we let it add. Now it's ready. So it's already been created. I just created it. So we're going to right click on it. We're going to go to properties. In properties, you're going to see library name, associated media agents, status ready, disk space. You're going to see that little green deal there. Currently 0.01% full, and it's enabled. That's the key right there. And if you want to, so why would you disable this for any reason, right? You would disable this for maintenance purposes. You're taking Commvault offline for whatever reason, you disable the library. That's one example, right? So let's click on mount paths. This is pretty interesting stuff. You either have fill and spill or spill and fill. And then you have the max path allocation. So these are the writers. Maximum, how many writers can write to this library, this library, the storage library. That's what this is about here. So for instance, you might have, say, I don't know, 20, 30 concurrent sessions or concurrent things writing to the library at once. And so this is okay, just however many you want, no worries. And you can lower it down to however many writers you want. Commvault, sometimes you'll do like performance tuning in Commvault, and they'll say like, okay, based on, if you have an Oracle database or something like that, they'll say, okay, listen, just knock it down, or SQL database, knock it down a little bit. Don't put max and just max it out, because you're just going to go crazy. It's going to just bog down your ComServe, and that comes into play when you have a beefy ComServe. So if you set up your ComServe the right way, you've built it the right way, you're going to have no problems. My personal opinion is that you build a ComServe on a as a VM, and your media agents can be whatever, physical. Usually they're physical. And so, why is that? Your com serve, it needs to be beefy. You throw a bunch of memory at it, a bunch of CPUs at it. If it's a VM, guess what? Snapshot, done. You do an upgrade, you snapshot, revert, all as well. It's much easier to do that in a com serve than a media agent. I'm sorry, it's much easier to restore a media agent than is a com serve. For instance, media agents go down. It's media agent server, for whatever reason, doesn't work anymore, died, whatever, failed drives, whatever. You can easily just install a new media agent. That's nothing. That's an hour, maybe the most, not even that. Set the firewall rules and all that if needed. Whereas a ComServe, that's intensive. That's a lot of work going on there. And, for me, it's like, okay, I'm just going to I'm just going to take a snapshot of it before I do something like that, upgrade or whatever. Because, hey, I have peace of mind. Plus, it's like, okay, I can just revert. No worries. It's a time saver. And especially if you need to back up every night, it's just going to be easier for you as a backup admin, storage admin, or storage engineer, or backup engineer, or whatever your title is. It's just kind of system admin. It's going to be easier for you to do it that way, in my opinion. Associations. That is, you're clicking on the storage policies associated with this. We haven't set those up yet, obviously. Security. Who can access this, or who can, has rights to it. Disk utilage, or disk usage, if you will. Yeah, disk usage. It's a nice bar graph on what's free, what's consumed. It's pretty nice. Your average space consumed per day. Pretty nice. Space management. The your low watermark, meaning hey, start telling me about stuff like this when I'm running out of space. Warn me when I'm getting low. Start aging disks, or rather, start aging data. Aging just means to delete the data, essentially. So old data, like it's 30 days old. Okay, start to age that data. You're just you're overwriting that data, or it's just aging off. It's basically deleting it, right? So that's the start aging data. When your disk gets at 85% in this case, start aging that data off. Everything after that, or that's like a cup of water, and you're getting full of the water. Well, the water at the bottom, probably a bad analogy, but the water at the bottom, start to remove that water and let the new water come in, right? That's the whole concept of aging. It's more in depth than that, but that's the basic term for this, about that. And that's pretty nice right there. We're going to push cancel on that. So here's a cool part. You can also click on summary, and it'll give you information about that as well. Same kind of thing. Total libraries together, your total capacity, your free space, cloud libraries. So the idea is to create your disk libraries and then write your data to this. And then I mentioned that before, but that's the overall concept of this. It's a place to store your backups. You need somewhere to store it, obviously. And Commvault's just a piece of software. It's not a they don't have storage. They're not a storage manufacturer. Those are the EMC, the Open Filer. That's what those people do. Commvault's just a backup, nothing more. Just backs it up. I'm putting it somewhere. Whatever data you have, whether you have Quantum, EMC, NetApp, Clarion, which is EMC or Dell, Nimble Storage, what have you. So that's basically the introduction to setting up a storage library in Commvault. Thanks for reviewing this tutorial.